Darkness had fallen over Jerusalem. The city, usually alive with the voices of merchants and travelers, now rested under the weight of an approaching storm. Not one of wind or rain, but of treachery. I sat with the others in the upper room, my heart uneasy. I had seen the joy in his eyes before, the certainty of his purpose, but that night, something was different. He reclined at the table, sharing in the sacred meal, when the Master spoke words that sent a chill through us all. Jesus said, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me." A murmur spread among us, each asking, "Lord, is it I?" Peter, ever bold, motioned to me, urging me to ask him who it was. I leaned closer, my voice barely above a whisper. "Lord, who is it?" And he answered, not with a name, but with an action. He dipped a sop and handed it to Judas Iscariot. Jesus spoke, "That thou doest, do quickly." I watched as Judas rose and slipped into the night. Some thought he had business to attend to, but I saw the shadow in his eyes. Later, he led us to Gethsemane, a quiet place at the foot of the Mountain of Olives. He told us to wait while he prayed. Taking Peter, James, and me further in, he turned to us, and I had never seen him so sorrowful. Jesus said, "My soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me." But weariness overtook us. 3 times he returned to find us sleeping. And then torches flickered through the olive trees. A multitude approached, led by one we once called brother. Judas stepped forwards, and with a kiss, betrayed the Son of Man. Jesus spoke, "Judas, betrayest thou the Son of Man with a kiss?" Then the soldiers seized him. Peter, in a desperate act, drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his ear. Jesus beseeched, "Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword." With a touch, he healed the man's wound, and then they bound him and led him away. Fear gripped us, and we fled into the night. I followed from a distance. Peter lingered in the courtyard as our Lord stood before the high priest. "I adjure thee by the living God, that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ, the Son of God." Jesus answered, "Thou hast said, nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter ye shall see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power, and coming in the clouds of heaven." With that, they condemned him. Peter, warming himself by the fire, denied him 3 times. And when the cock crew, he flew in bitter tears. Pilate washed his hands of him, yet still sentenced him to death. They scourged him and placed a crown of thorns upon his head, and mocked him. They led him to Golgotha, and I, the only disciple who remained, stood beside his mother as they nailed him to the cross. As he hung there, in agony, he looked down at us. Jesus spoke, "Woman, behold thy son." He turned his eyes to me. "Behold thy mother." And from that moment, I took her into my home. The sky darkened, and at the 9th hour he cried out, "It is finished." He bowed his head and gave up the ghost. A spear pierced his side. I saw the blood and water flow. The earth quaked. The temple was rent in twain, and the world had changed forever. The one who called me from my nets, the one who walked upon the sea, healed the sick and raised the dead, was gone. But the story was far from over, for on that third day, everything would change again.